What up fam, how you going? Jujubear here. Welcome back to the channel. Now, I've got a couple of 2v2s. This is going to be the first of many. Playing alongside Bobby. Now, Bobby's a good player, and I really enjoy having someone watching my back who's half decent at the game. Now, I like to bring the ARDIAEI in 2v2s. And it seems to be the ARDIAEI, and I really like playing with the Parthians as a teammate as well. This kind of combination seems to be like the new Rome Massagetei, where you kind of have one that's doing like infantry-centric work, and then you got the Parthian who's watching the flanks or that kind of thing. So it really does seem to be a winning combination. So what we've got at the moment is me in the center, kind of taking the brunt of the infantry charges, and then Bobby's covering the flanks, just making sure no one gets past, and he's going to do a lot of hit and run kind of tactics and a little bit of skirmishing, that kind of thing. He's also got his own little infantry teams on the edges as well. So he's got, what is this, mercenary hoplites, a couple of Eastern spearmen, Parthian foot archers on this side, Sarmatian horse archer, noble horse archer. Over on this flank, he's got two Parthian foot archers, a whole bunch of these Parthian swords, noble blood cab, two Eastern cataphracts, another noble horse archer, and a mercenary Sarmatian horse archer. That's a really nice combination, having a light missile cav and a very heavy missile cav. Just with the combination there, you can kind of cover two bases at once and make sure you don't get caught with one different unit. Now, for my army, I've got the two slave singers in the center. Two mercenary Celtic warriors as meat shields. I've got Illyrian noble hoplites as my main force. I've got 4 of these mercenary axe warriors, 4 Illyrian marines up the rear just to make sure I can deal with enemy pikes, and I've got 2 Illyrian cav up the back just to defend my flanks and that kind of thing. So I outrange these velites, of course, so I'm going to kind of move up with my slave singers and just kind of take some nice shots into the rear of that unit. If I was commanding an archer, I probably wouldn't waste my ammo on that velite, but since I'm playing with slave singers and they've got ammo for days, and I feel like I can do that kind of thing. Now the Bactrian's got 2 Bactrian peltas. Bobby was doing a similar thing, where his Parthian foot archers definitely outranged these peltas, so he brought them up and got a couple of cheeky shots there. At the back he's got 3 mercenary Syrian archers, so definitely a very strong skirmishing contingent here. It looks like 5 thorax swords, scale thorax hoplites on the flanks, Bactrian hillmen here, Bactrian royal guard, 3 thorax spears, and 2 Bactrian light horse. Very interesting to see no noble horse from the Bactrian. And it looks like the Romans actually brought a couple of these more cav than the Bactrian did. So 2 legionary cav, 1 legatus, 3 velites at the front here. Interesting. Socii Hastati, 2 armored legionaries and a legionary cohort. Praetorians, Principes, gladiator spearmen, 2 more legionary cav. So immediately, just from the overhead thing, we've kind of got a bit of a surround happening here. He's got his skirmisher cav kind of out in the wings, and there really isn't any response that the Roman has to that kind of threat. Very nice charge here from the cataphracts into these legionary cav. Going to do a lot of damage to those units. I'm going to hold them down while these noble horse archers get some very nice shots into the rear of this of the Roman player. Now the Roman mismicroed. He's going to take a lot of losses pulling out of this battle here, and not only that, he's going to get shot in the back as well. So this legatus almost down to half strength. This legionary cav down to half strength, definitely. So very poor start from the Roman here. As soon as I start taking some shots from these mercenary Syrians, I'm going to pull back with my own slave singer and kind of push them back with my own Illyrian cav. Over on this front, I'm getting some very nice shots with my slave singer on the velites. Whatever ammo that I can get rid of, or however many velites I can kill, that just means there's less ammo that's going to be sticking out of my men come the end of the match. So it looks like we're going to have these Parthian swordsmen facing up with a whole bunch of these thorax swordsmen. I wanted to make sure that I could face that charge head on, so I'm going to move across and kind of gang up on the Bactrian at this point. So we do have the Parthian swordsmen in reserve, getting ready for a strike if they need to be used, kind of like in reserve a little bit. Now, the skirmishing contingent from the Bactrian is definitely very real. We're going to have to make sure that we can keep them on their toes and not really give them too much time to fire on us. Now, first mistake of the match. My Illyrian Cav went a little bit too far with my units as I was chasing off the enemy skirmishers, and I took a whole bunch of javelins. So Illyrian Cav number 1 down to 50 and number 2 down to 42. So definitely not a great start. Going to get a nice charge in here with my Celtic Warriors and my Illyrian Noble Hoplites. It looks like they were charging after my Illyrian Cav, so they're going to take a lot of losses. Up the front, Celtic Warriors get a nice charge against the Thorax Swordsmen, and these Thorax Swordsmen are going to get charged into by the Illyrian Noble Hoplite. All across the board, I'm going to try and get engagements that work for me. A little bit blobbed together here with my units, so I'm going to pull out one of my Illyrian Noble Hoplites and wheel around a little bit. I've got one Axe Warrior in reserve, getting ready for a nice charge. I do have one Axe Warrior going to face up with these Hosoki Hastati. I should be able to win that engagement, actually. And I've got a lot of units in reserve, so I'm just holding back, making sure that I can pick my right engagements and kind of make them favorable for me, I guess. Celtic Warrior not doing too well. I think that's from the sustained pressure of these Bactrian Peltas, getting a lot of shots taken in their flank and their rear. Just got this Illyrian Marine, very cheap unit. I don't mind if I take a lot of fire from these Velites and other units. That's not really a worry for me. I do have one of my Illyrian Noble Hoplites getting ready for a charge if anything comes out of this engagement. But my Slave Slinger is getting some very nice shots in here into the Principes and that kind of thing. Going to pull out with my Illyrian Marines. At this point, it was all about angles. So I was trying to pick out nice angles that I could use to my advantage. So I've got these Illyrian Marines kind of firing into this view. So they've got nice shots into the rear of this legionary cohort. So that's exactly what I was looking for the whole match. I mean, my Illyrian Marines are in square formation, so they cannot be shot in the back. They're going to last for a very long time. And it also means that units like this wrap around them and expose their rear to me. So I have my Illyrian Marine getting some nice shots in the legionary cohort, and I also have this Axe Warrior getting ready for the inevitable charge from that Principe. Over here we got a similar thing. Axe Warriors defeat the Soki Hastati. And I think, what did I have? I think I have my Slave Singers shooting at a pretty nice target. Here we go. So the Illyrian Marines, again, getting a nice charge in here. I'm going to put them into square formation. There we go. And then he's going to wrap around me, and I'm going to get some nice shots in here with this Illyrian Marine. Going to push back these Velites with my own Illyrian Cav. And these Mercenary Axe Warriors have done well, and they're going to pull out that engagement. These, oh man, this is so bad. This Noble Hoplite got shredded by a sustained pressure by the Bactrian Peltas. I'm just lucky that my own my Noble Hoplites didn't get hit by that. So I was going to try and thread the gap, but I think the Bactrian saw what I was going to do, and he's got his Bactrian Peltas kind of taking some very nice shots in there, just wasting them. All across the board, Noble Hoplite is doing okay against the different units. Where I'm versing a Thorax Sword, I'm winning, but against something like the Bactrian Royal Guard, I'm probably not going to do too well. The engagement's a little bit bizarre. So finishing off units with rear charges and flank charges, that kind of thing. And with the sustained fire of my Slave Singers, we managed to finish off that Principe there. Over here, I'm going to try and wrap around and get into the back of these Armored Legionnaires. We do have, what do we have here? It's a Scale Thorax Hoplite, and I don't know where the rest of its units are. A little bit caught. But yeah, you can see wherever I'm showing my rear here, I'm just getting punished for it by these skirmishers. So I'm going to have to try and do something about it. Though Bobby's got my back, he's getting into the rear of these units, trying to find a way through and get into these Bactrian Peltasts. So it's not all bad, I suppose. Over here, we've got an Eastern Spearman up against a Praetorian. Definitely not going to go too well for us. I've got an Illyrian Cav around the back, and I'm going to try and get some nice targets there. Got my Illyrian Marine getting ready for a charge somewhere. I think I was taking shots over here. Again, we're taking shots at nice, juicy targets like this Praetorian. So they've unshielded flank, getting some nice shots with my Slave Singers. I think at this point, what was I firing at? I think I was out of ammo with one of my units. That's not a very good target. I should really be firing at this Armored Legionary at this point. I actually wanted to just check the unit stats. So, Illyrian Noble Hoplite up against Baktria-Roman Guard 40, 29. So I have slightly higher weapon damage. Bonus versus large the same. Charge bonus is slightly better on my unit. Negligible. Melee defense is better on the Baktria. I don't know if that's because of the Hoplite wall though. Armor is better on the Illyrian Noble Hoplite, and morale's pretty much the same. So a very even fight there, very close. I wonder why I kind of didn't do too well in that engagement. So again, the slingers proving their weight in gold, getting some very nice shots on these Bactrian peltasts into their rear. And we've managed to wrap around and finish off the Bactrians' skirmishing contingent, or the ones that did have ammo anyway. These slave slingers getting some very nice shots in here. That's something that is beautiful, getting some awesome shots in there. I love seeing that. Rear shots on Romans. There should be some kind of Total War TV show, rear shots on Romans. I feature it a lot in my videos, like play of the day. But this kind of stuff is beautiful. Slingers getting their nice armor penetration applied to that unit. So this unit, Illyrian Marines, probably not going to do too well against the Praetorians, but we're pretty much wrapping up the rest of the enemy units. And here we go, Bobby, the sign of a truly good player, didn't even have to use his sword. So 4 Parthian swords, unused, untouched, you know, ready for the end game. Getting some nice flaming shot in here just to finish off the Baktria-Roman Guard. Nice job. Get a nice rear charge in here with my slave slingers. Let's see if they get a kill actually. 126. Come on. Who am I kidding? They're never going to get a good kill. Oh, here we go. Eastern Cataphracts getting a real nice charge on these Praetorian Guard, or Praetorians. Very heavy melee infantry, but you can see that even that weight class is going to suffer under the onslaught of this Eastern Cataphract. Now I'm going to try and emulate the same thing with my Illyrians. Getting some nice hits. Going to get a couple of kills there. So this Praetorian with 86 men is about to rout. We'll see if we can do that. And the rest of the match is just it's just a bit of a kind of like clean-up duty. Going to finish off different units. Noble Horse Archer is getting himself killed against the Praetorian. So a lot of kills actually, almost 200 on that unit. Double XP Chevron. I actually wouldn't mind seeing what they were fighting up against. But anyway, good game, guys. Very convincing win there, even though it was Pyrrhic. These are Illyrian Marines, man, just getting the angles. Very nice shots into the rear, very expensive units. Same with the Slave Slingers, doing a very good job. Axe Warriors, they're okay. Against the Romans, they could do a fair bit of armor piercing. That would have been very important. Illyrian Cav not really utilized to the best abilities, but you can see Parthian Swordsmen untouched. Noble Horse Archers utilized very well. 367 kills there, very impressive stuff there. Almost 400. The Bactrian didn't really seem to be... I mean, his skirmishers definitely were doing a great job. They got a lot of kills on some very important units, especially these Bactrian peltasts as well. But the Roman was... Here we go, 200 kills on that Praetorian. Very impressive stuff. I don't know what it was attacking there. But the Roman really needed to commit a lot more units at the same time. So when you hit somebody, hit them with all you've got. Otherwise, it will be kind of a little bit underwhelming and not as useful as you would expect. So thanks, Bobby, for the game. Thanks, boys. We'll have a couple more coming to you very soon. But stay tuned for those. This is Jujubear signing out. Peace.